Okay, so all right, so look at example number 1. All right, and first question is this: is it bottom heavy? Yes, it is. Right. The degree on the bottom is a 2, and the degree on the top is a 0. Right? There's no x, so it's x to the 0 power. Okay. All right, now everybody watch what you do here because it's kind of detailed here. All right, the first thing is this. This graph might hit the x-axis. It might intercept the x-axis. So what you do is this. You take this. Okay, so what you do is you take the number, whatever's on the top, right? Take whatever's on the top. Okay, -10, and you set it equal to 0. Okay, now what you have to do is solve for x. Okay, so now what are you going to say? What does x equal? But there is no x, so there is no answer, right? Okay, there is no x, so there's no answer, which means this. That means this graph will not hit the x-axis. Everybody understanding? There's no x-intercept. Okay, all right, now here comes the second part. Now we're going to go to the bottom of this, right? And you're going to set this equal to 0, right? Okay, now here we go. We're going to take it down here. Okay, so set this equal to 0. Okay, all right, so how are you going to solve that now? Add 9 to both sides, right? So add 9. Okay, and then what are you going to do? Square root both of them. Okay, and x equals how much? X equals how much? Plus or minus 3. There, that's the right answer. Plus or minus 3. Okay, now what does that tell me? That tells me where the vertical asymptotes are. Okay, so I have 2 vertical asymptotes on this graph. One's at x equals positive 3, one's at x equals negative 3. Okay, so let's go put that on the graph. So here's x equals positive 1, 2, 3. It's right here. Here's x equals negative 1, 2, 3. It's right here. Okay, so there are those 2. Okay, now let's go to the next part. Now, look at the little table on the paper. And look at where it says bottom heavy, okay, functions. What does it say? The line y equals 0 is always a horizontal asymptote. So the horizontal asymptote for this will be at y equals 0. So now we'll draw another asymptote, the horizontal one, right here at y equals 0. So they have, this thing has 3 asymptotes to it. Okay, now take a look at this. We can already fill in part of what they're asking us for, right? So what's the vertical asymptote going to be? What do you write down there? Okay, x equals 3, okay, and x equals negative 3, okay? Or you could write, before somebody asks, x equals plus or minus 3, okay? Okay, now how about the horizontal asymptote? What do you write there? Y equals 0. See, those are easy to do. Because, oh my gosh, I already got one of the answers here. Okay, very good so far. Okay, all right, now here's what you're going to do next. Now what you're going to do is go put this into y equals, right? But let me ask you before you do this, what is it you always do on the bottom of the fraction? Put it in parentheses, okay? Okay, so as you can see, okay, there are going to be 3 parts to this graph. Okay, now let's concentrate on the middle part first of all. So now go to the table and give me, remember we talked about getting nice points? Okay, say again. 2, 2. Okay, so there's 2, 2. There's one nice point. Negative 2, 2. There's another nice point. Okay, now how about at 1? What do you get? Yeah, 1.25. So you see, some of these you're going to have to fudge a little bit. Yeah, it's about 1.25, but you got a pretty good idea where that is. And negative 1 is at 1.25. Okay, now how about at 0? What do you see? Yeah, 1 point. Yeah, 1 point. So about 1.1, right? Okay, so you're going to kind of approximate. Oh, that's about right about here, right? Okay, so now look, you have enough in there to draw the graph. Okay, you sure can, right? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Remember now, you're the cow, right? You're Bessie. You're going to hug the fence, and then you're going to go like this and say, okay, move, move. Let me turn and let me go to the other side of the fence, like this, right? Okay, there you go, like that, right? Okay, so there's that part of the graph. Okay, now let's talk about the area that's over here, the lower left area, right? Okay, now give me a kind of, and these are kind of weird points, right? So give me kind of a point that looks good, like what's -4? Yeah, so -4 is almost at -1.5, right? So that's close enough. We can kind of approximate where that is. Okay. Yeah, right. So close to -1.5. Once again, you got to kind of approximate this. Good, and that's what we're saying. And at -7, it's -0.25. It's about there, right? Is what you get. Okay, now take a look at those 2 points. Is that enough for you to be able to draw? Okay, you got it. So now you're just going to go and draw that. Okay, once again, you draw it. It's like a rough sketch. You draw that, and then here's the Bessie turning line, and then going next to the fence, going down there, right? Okay, so there's that. Okay, so we got Bessie the cow. Okay, all right, now let's go to the right side of the graph, right? Okay, so now tell me a point. 4 and 4 to 1. Yeah, so it's about almost at -1.5. And then at 7, what is it? Okay. So like about there, right? Okay, so now you have to draw the graph then. You got it, yeah. So now you're going to go draw that part of the graph. Okay, so there is that. You got that one there. Okay, so everybody good right now? Yeah. Okay, so now for the domain, right? Okay, look at this. Look at this part of the graph. It goes to where? Negative infinity. Okay, so it goes from negative infinity up to where? Up to where? -3. Does it touch -3? No. Okay. Then u, right? Okay, now we do the middle part of the graph. So, okay, so we're here. -3 up to where? +3. So -3, +3, right? Once again. Okay, so there's that, right? Okay, all right, and then u. And I go into the graph to get this. Okay, now where does this part start? At +3, but it doesn't touch it, right? And then where does it go to? Infinity. You got it. There's that. Okay, and that's how we write that answer. Okay, now is there another way you can write the answer? Okay, so tell me the second one. All real numbers, okay, double bar R. Okay, x cannot equal 3, right? And x cannot equal -3. You got it. You could also write it that way, right? And they both are good. All right, so is everybody understanding how you do that? Okay, good. Okay, now here's example number 2. Okay, all right, so now destiny, okay, where does it touch the x-axis? What do you have to do? Okay, say what equal to 0? 6x, you got it, that girl. All right, so here goes, 6x equals 0, right? Okay, so now solve for x, and how much will x equal? 0, so x is going to equal 0. All right, so we know for a fact then that it's going to hit, this graph's going to hit the x-axis at x equals 0, right? Y equals 0. So right there, it's going to hit the x-axis. All right, so that's the first part. Okay, now let's figure out the vertical asymptotes, right? So we're going to go here, right, once again, and put x squared plus 1 equals 0. So then what do? Subtract 1, and then what do? Square root both of them, right? And so x equals how much? Plus or minus? Okay. Yeah, so plus or minus I. Plus or minus I, okay? So plus or minus I. All right, so now let me ask you this. Are there vertical asymptotes? Exactly. There are no vertical asymptotes here because it's imaginary, right? Okay. All right, so that was going to be the next question. So what do you write down for vertical asymptotes? Okay, so you write down none, right? You write down something like this. It does not apply, right? Or you can write down the word none. Exactly. Very good. Okay, now how about for the horizontal asymptotes? What are you going to write down? Y equals 0, because once again, it's bottom heavy. So y equals 0. Okay, so let's go draw that one. Here's y equals 0. Let's draw that. Okay, so then we have one asymptote on this, right? Okay, all right, so now what do? You go and put it in the calculator, right? Okay, so Oh, okay, now, okay, so you got the graph. Now look at the table. Tell me some nice points there.
1 and 3.
Yeah, 1, 3, obviously. There's only two of them. 1, 3, right? What's the other one?
Negative 1 and 3.
Negative 1, 2, 3. Right. Okay, very good. Okay. You can do that if you want to. Sure, you can do 2 and 2.4 like that, right? Okay, and then what? Negative 2 and negative 2.4, right? That's something like that, okay? Okay, all right, so here's what you're going to draw now. You're going to draw something like this. Here we go. Hugging the asymptote, coming down like this, and bobbing up like this, right? And coming here like this. Oh, I went a little bit too high on that. Hold on. That wouldn't do it. Let me stop. Try again. All right. You're going turning like this, right? And we're going to do something like this, right? That's what you get, right? There you go. Okay, now, so look at the domain now. Okay, so what's the domain for this one? Negative infinity, positive, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Negative infinity to positive infinity, curving to curving, right? Or the other thing you can write down is all real numbers, double bar R. You got it. That's it. You got it. Okay, so you guys are good